Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana is. Rigathi Gachagua's attacks on Johnson Sakaja seems to be a blessing in disguise to Sakaja. Before digging deep into that analysis, for those who might have missed Rigathi's remarks, listen to this.
Nani membo demugeithie ndimwira ari ukagucokia ngatho nituguka mwe January kana mweri wa keri ni aguka we mwene acokie ngatho tondu niguo kwagiriire na nikio kihoto ithe tiguo oke nigetha acokie ngatho.
Yes, those who are Rigathi's remarks about 1 day ago, and the remarks have been causing a lot of heated political debate across the board. Rigathi's remarks just goes on to reinforce the political blocks we have in Kenya. It's a fact that in Kenya, we have people who are pro-status quo. And then we have a group who are really yearning for change. Those two blocks exist in Kenya. Looking at Rigathi and the Kenya Kwanza Brigade, they appear to be people who are of the status quo. And that is the thinking of also their supporters. The same principle that has ruled Kenya since independence is the same principle guiding Kenya Kwanza and their supporters. Upon Rigathi attacking Sakaja, for the better part of today, going through various political platforms, Kenyans are in support of Johnson Sakaja. And more so, Kenyans have been aligning themselves to Azimio. And if you look at Nairobi, Azimio has more supporters than Kenya Kwanza Alliance. So by Rigathi attacking Johnson Sakaja, Rigathi is building Johnson Sakaja among the Azimio supporters. And if he was to attack Sakaja again, then again and again, then Sakaja, in my honest opinion, shall have inherited the entire Azimio support base in Nairobi. So Rigathi's attacks on Johnson Sakaja, in one way or the other, is building Johnson Sakaja more so in Nairobi. And I think that's exactly what Johnson Sakaja wants. And apart from building Johnson Sakaja in terms of the voting blocks, it also creates a perception that Sakaja is his own man. He cannot just be dictated. And I think that's what a good majority of Kenyans who are independent thinkers, that's the kind and type of a governor they want in their capital city. That alone has the potential of building Johnson Sakaja. And I won't be surprised that maybe in the next election, you might find the tide has actually changed. Those who rejected Johnson Sakaja might actually endorse him, while those who endorsed him might actually reject him. And when I say those who endorsed him, I'm talking about the mountain support, a bit of the mountain support anyway. So it's true, Rigathi's attacks actually are building Johnson Sakaja. Those attacks on Johnson Sakaja also exposes the infighting in Kenya Kwanza Alliance. I'm seeing a very high possibility where Rigathi's attacks on Johnson Sakaja just goes on to prove and to show the shadow boxing between Rigathi and William Samoei Ruto. Rigathi prefers, or not Rigathi, Sakaja prefers listening to William Ruto and not Rigathi Gachagua. And it might be possible that the matter to order, the order on the matatus, Sakaja might have gotten the blessings from William Samoei Ruto. But because Rigathi is playing politics, he is trying to attack Johnson Sakaja. In fact, I'm seeing a Rigathi Gachagua who most likely is not just brave enough to put the blame squarely where it belongs. Because I personally know, and I think it's highly that Sakaja got the blessings from William Ruto. And that's why Sakaja is not very much shaken or threatened by Rigathi's remarks. So I'm seeing just a continuation of the shadow boxing between Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi is not brave enough to put the blame squarely where it belongs. He sees Sakaja as the punching bag here. Before I conclude, I'm seeing a Johnson Sakaja who has actually realized who controls the city. Yes, Sakaja has just realized who controls the city. And he knows for a fact that even if the mountain was to support him to the last person, he might still not be able to recapture Nairobi gubernatorial seat. Just as I did explain in our yesterday's analysis, I'm seeing a Johnson Sakaja who is just trying to identify with the majority in Nairobi. That's exactly what is happening here. So Rigathi and his leaders from the mountain should not transport their ethnic and divisive mountain politics to Nairobi. Nairobi is bigger than that. That's what Rigathi Gachagua and his men on the mountain and his team should know. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. Just as I did indicate when we were starting, if you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. To our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humble, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. Any other person who wants to support us here, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Regarding these attacks on Johnson Sakaja, those remarks or those attacks are clearly building Sakaja politically. If Rigathi continues fighting Sakaja, he is going to build Sakaja more and more. And he's making Sakaja get the sympathy, mostly from Azimio supporters, and even some in Kenya Kwanza Alliance, who might not be in agreement with the Rigathi Gachagua. But one thing that is certain, those attacks are building Sakaja politically. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.